Hey there, everybody. It's been a little while since we had a weekly update, so I wanted to chime back in and tell you what I've been doing over the last couple weeks. If you didn't notice, last week there was no content, and that was because I was sick. I was getting over sickness, and you can actually hear that in this week's tutorial because I'm still sort of getting my voice back at that point. If you remember back, I was working on a website redesign for CoderJourney.com. Unfortunately, I didn't really get that much done on that, and I'm in the process now of converting the data over from the WordPress site over to being a static HTML site built through Hugo. I'll put a link to Hugo down in the description in case anybody's interested in that static site generator. But I'm also learning about the AMP project, the Accelerated Mobile Pages project by Google. And the reason for that is, one, I want the website to be as fast as possible because I kind of like speed. I think speed is cool on basically anything computer related. But two is if you are an AMP capable website, then you can get placed in the carousel in Google Chrome when people start searching for things. So if I can get my content in there, I feel like I'll be able to reach more people, and that would be pretty sweet. I'm hoping to get a staging site of the new design up. That way it'll be easier for me to share with my friends who are going to do design review and also to share with you. So since that probably will happen between now and the next weekly update, if you want to hear about this kind of stuff, be sure to follow the CoderJourney Twitter and the CoderJourney Facebook page if you want to get any more of this ad hoc information throughout the week. I also mentioned in the last video that I was going to be taking on something called the Web App Challenge. So in 6 months, I wanted to be able to build a software service that could make a certain amount of money in revenue per month. The original challenge was like $5,000 in revenue per month. That seems pretty lofty, so I'm going to go for that, but I'm going to see how close I can come. And I haven't started coding anything yet, but I have started working on my ideas and thinking about the target markets and doing a little bit of research. But I've got 2 ideas, and I want to pitch them to all of you and see what you think about them. So one of them is I want to build a more customizable teaching platform for people. So if you want to go and teach in the similar way that I'm doing courses right now, I use a service called Teachable, and Teachable is pretty nice, and it has some good features, but it's like annoyingly not customizable for me as a developer. So, and basically all Teachable sites kind of look the exact same. So I want to have a platform that's a little more customizable than that. And so that's my one idea. And I know that there's a big market for that based on the fact that there are other competitors in addition to just Teachable. And I'm also part of the Teachable teachers community. And I hear a lot of complaints from people who have much bigger schools than I do, and also just other feature requests and things that they have. So I know that there's a market there, and there are people who are willing to pay for this solution. So that seems like it could be a decent idea. The other thing that I have is much more of a small scale in my mind solution to things, and that's a dynamic form backend. There are some of these that exist too, but competition's not a bad thing. It's not something that should deter us from building products. But one of them is FormKeep. And FormKeep's a little steep in price for what I would want to use it for. So I'm thinking like there might just be a good way to like kind of get into this market by just adjusting how pricing is done. But for me, I was going to build this anyway. And when I say dynamic form backend, I mean that I will provide you with a URL, and you can send me kind of whatever data you want, and I will store it and do some things with it. So I can send you an email, or I can fire off some sort of webhook, or I can trigger something and if this and then that, like those sort of things. That way, if you have a simple static site and you just need a contact form, you can come to me and I can say, okay, here's the URL that you would point your form action to, and I'll do all the hard work. So you don't have to even spin up a server. So that's my idea. And I was actually going to probably build this anyway for me because I'm moving CoderJourney.com to be a static site, and that means that I don't have a server behind it. So if I can spin up this sort of dynamic thing, then it won't be a big deal for me to have other forms on the website too. So I really want to know what you guys have to think about this. So leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about these ideas. If you have any other ideas that you think I should pursue, I mean, I guess you can share those with me too, or you could build it yourself. But yeah, I just want to know your kind of feedback. So the other big thing I've been thinking about a lot lately is the quality of the videos and the tutorials that we've been doing. And I've gotten a lot of feedback from you guys. So this has been really cool. I've gotten some emails. I've gotten responses on YouTube about some things, but some basic improvements that I can do to the content in order to make it more digestible by everybody. So I'm going to throw some of these out now, and then if you agree with these, then obviously you can comment and say that you like these ideas. If you disagree, tell me why. Or if you have other ideas, then definitely keep throwing them my way. I always want to be making this better, and I can only do that with your help. So a few of the things that people have brought up is that I should maybe slow down and leave a little bit of space when I'm talking about things such as commands on the command line. So I type a command line, and then I almost always just kind of smack enter and just keep on talking. But I might not necessarily explain what's going on, or I don't give enough of a pause if somebody's like truly following along. So maybe slow it down a little bit when I'm doing stuff like that. Another idea that somebody brought up to me was that I need to have more like visual aids when I'm actually working through things. So I can edit things in after the fact to call attention to this is really important in what we're building right now, or here's a gotcha that you might not see. Or, I mean, it could be as easy as like I speak a URL to you. I can add some sort of little banner text that says like this is the actual URL you should go to. You see that in a lot of high quality YouTube videos, and there's no reason that I can't do that too. So in order to do that, I want to make this look good, obviously, but I have a friend who does video editing. He's actually the guy who made the intro animation that I use on my videos, but I'm asking him for some advice so that I can learn to do some basic video editing and animation for myself. That way I can make these things better myself. Anywho, that's been my last 2 weeks, I guess, but thanks for being patient on the Kubernetes content that we got out this week. And as always, it'd be awesome if you like and share the video. And I would love to hear what you're working on, or if you have any thoughts on the things that I've been working on. So have a nice week.